And there we go. Right. Trying a new platform today, so bear with me. That's why I put my common player shirt on for today. Hopefully everybody's having a great day so far. Put my common player shirt on for this StreamYard. Using StreamYard shows we are live, shows we got 4 people here so far. Let me get my other computer set up real quick. Hopefully this works out well. We'll see here. Mainly I want to do this so I can make sure I can get my chat up and running here on my other computer. All right. That's why I went on a minute or two early so I can get all the nuances taken care of here. All right. All right. I think I've got it. Let me see if can you guys see me now? Shows I've been live 2 minutes now. So I'm using my old StreamYard that I used to use since my Streamlabs is not working. Looks like we are live here as soon as my computer loads up. This will be a little bit different than I'm used to, but I do have it where I can use my camera from up above to look down. I'll switch that in just a second here and show you. I can switch to my other camera so you guys can see when I share the binder and stuff like that. Almost similar to the above view, that's for sure. I haven't figured out. I'm going to look into it a little bit more to see if I can. Dragon Fan Tim's still not here. Oh, he must have signed in early there. But looks like at happy belated birthday. There we go. I'm just going to go with everybody until 2:05, okay? So at 2:05, I will end the early bird entries. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? Space Case Cards is in the house. So yeah, so that's, I can switch cameras. So then you can see me when I'm going over everything else. That's what I like, kind of. Okay. And then let's see, I think I can turn that off. I can't see the chat on this computer. Then I can switch over when we get ready to do our other content I need to be able to see. So let me just make sure that's going to work for me. Okay. It should be running with StreamYard still. Let me just see. No, it might just take me a minute, a day or two to get used to the old format I used to do. At least you can see the channel name going on the bottom there. We can see that there. All right, so we're still good over here. So least this time too, you get to see a bigger me instead of just the small me and the little caption there. But I am going to try and figure out if I can toggle between. It shows you can. Let me just play with some of the features a little bit here. Didn't do it earlier, but I don't know if it'll work or not. So I'm seeing if it might switch. New layout, press Shift 5. You know what? I'm just going to stay with one that I know for sure and not worry about that. Or is it this one? I don't know any differences. I'm freezing up again. Wonder if it's the, shouldn't be the software. Yeah, I can see it on my video, on my other video screen. It's probably when I'm switching tabs on the computer. Oh, there is a new streaming platform out there. What's it called there, Dragon Fan Tim? What's it called? You can put it in the chat. Appreciate it. Frozen Dawn sounds like old school dessert. I sound like old school? I'm trying to figure out. You know what? Let me close some of my other. That one I can do away with. And probably I can turn off one or two of my tabs when I'm not using other stuff. Leave that one there because that's running the studio. I think I'll leave those. That leaves only 4 tabs open. All right. But we do have 2:05 on my computer. So I'm going to stop the show right here. We're going to get going, okay? Let me switch the camera real quick here. Okay. So I'm going to log you guys in here for today. Am I on the right date? Nope. It is the 11th. We did not do a stream yesterday because I was having technical difficulties and I got so frustrated I could not figure it out. But we do have 672 entries, so we're getting close to, we've got today and tomorrow. So next week, just to give you a heads up, I won't be doing any YouTube next week because our church is having vacation Bible school. So you guys get a week vacation from me. Sorry about that. But that's okay because I'll be thinking about you guys when I'm messing with the kids at the church. Okay, so we got Dragon Fan Tim was first in the house. Dragon Fan Tim with a 2+. Okay, and then we got Sensei Dominoes in the house with a 2+. Dragon Fan Sensei, God is Great's in the house. Thanks for popping in there, Titus. Things will be a little bit different. And I won't be able to zoom in as much, but we'll see how it works out when I show the binder, okay? I'm going to be showing you the Nolan Ryan binder after we get through the biography. Bernie H is in the house. Bernie's here. I'm just going to get everybody, by the way, until I get everybody logged in. Everybody will get bonus today because of yesterday. How's that sound? God is great. Bernie H. Sensei. Space Case Cards. Space Case Cards. Oh, there go again. Space. Where'd he go? Oh, here it is right here. Space Crazy hot here in California. Yeah, it's finally cooled off a little bit here in Seattle. We're only at 77 today. So that's not too bad. We can tolerate the low 80s. So space case cards here. We get space case cards. As long as I can read it. Space case cards with a 2+. Okay. And then who else do we got here? There. Better. Restream Studio. Okay, I'll check that one out. Let me make a note of that one. Restream Studio. Or is it? Yeah, Restream Studio. Huh? Let me write this down. I'll look it up and check into it. Restream Studio. Thank you. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that very, very much. Okay. So now we've got that order of business done. Let me scooch this over a little bit. We're going to do our trivia now. Let me get my trivia out here. We will be doing Wednesday's trivia and today's trivia, just to get you guys caught up on our trivia. Okay. Got that all refreshed. All right. So for our first one for yesterday, Wednesday, July 10th, 2024, the baseball birthdays yesterday were Andre Dawson, Hal McRae, Gene Alley, and Bobby Lowe. All right, there's one correct answer. You'll get 5 entries for the correct answer first in my chat. Okay. I know there's a way to have the chat come up. I can't remember. I'll have to do some more research. But let's get rolling here. Streaks and feats. Streaks and feats. Okay. So there's 4 answers. The first correct answer will get 5 entries. All right, streaks and feats. Which hurler has had the most seasons with at least 200 innings and 200 strikeouts since the year 2000? Okay, I'll read the question one more time and then I will read the 4 answers once. Streaks and feats. Which hurler has had the most seasons with at least 200 innings and 200 strikeouts since 2000? Is it A, Chris Sale? Is it B, Justin Verlander? Is it C, Garrett Cole? Or is it D, Clayton Kershaw? Put your answer in the chat. And again, whoever gets it correct first, Space Case Cards, you got that correct. Space Case, you got 5 entries there, brother. Get that 5 logged in there. Let me go over the answer real quick here with you. It says, which hurler has had the most seasons with at least 200 innings and 200 strikeouts since 2000? It is, oh wow, this is a lot clearer than on the other app at least. Streaks and feats. Justin Verlander, B. And the answer information for that is Verlander has posted 9 seasons doing both. His best in innings was 251 in 2011. 1 of 4 times he led the league. He also led the league in strikeouts 5 times. His personal best was 300 in 2019. but he didn't lead the league that season as Garrett Cole finished with 326. So there you go, streaks and feats. Thank you there, Space Case Cards. You got the first one. Now we are on today, Thursday, July 11th. Our baseball birthdays for today are Bob Allison, Milt Stock, Hal Gregg, and Andy Ashby. All right. Again, 4 correct answers. One of them is correct. Whoever gets it right first gets 5 entries for the June-July giveaway. Okay. Immortal numbers. Immortal numbers. I'm going to read the question once and the answers once, and then whoever guesses the correct answer will get the 5 points. Walter Johnson was the first pitcher to reach 3,000 strikeouts. Who was the second pitcher to reach that mark? Was it A, Christy Mathewson? Was it B, Lefty Grove? Was it C, Warren Spahn? Or was it D, Bob Gibson? Whoever answers the correct answer first will get 5 entries and the June-July giveaway. Space Case Cards got that one also. It was D, Bob Gibson. Wow. Space Case Cards, you guys got challengers with the trivia. That gives you 12 entries so far today there, Space Case Cards. Okay. I think, let's see. Yeah, I think what I can do is why don't I do that? So I'll be sharing some of the cards as we roll along here. Oh, Bob Gibson. Let me go over the answers real quick. All right. And then we'll be up to date for tomorrow's and Sundays. For 2 tomorrow, okay? Immortal numbers. Walter Johnson was the first pitcher to reach 3,000 strikeouts. Who was the second pitcher to reach that mark? It was Bob Gibson. The answer on the back, D, Bob Gibson, says it took half a century before a second hurler joined the 3,000 strikeout club. Johnson struck out his 3,000th batter in 1923. Gibson achieved the feat on July 17, 1974. 51 years later, Johnson fanned 3,509 in his career, and Gibson sat down 3,117. So congratulations again there, Space Case Cards on the W for the points. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by opening. Oh, hold on a second. I got to get this here so I can. Yeah, there we go. That way it won't be waiting on there. So this is my Nolan Ryan binder. And we do have Sandberg in here too, but Nolan Ryan is on the top. Okay. So this is the way we'll do it. Every section as I go through, it's going to be a pretty good sized biography today for Nolan Ryan. So I have this. This is my biggest part of my collection anyway. I think this whole Nolan Ryan collection group here is all these pages. And then I get into my more individual. Oh, actually, it goes down to here. And then I go into different cards from different things that I have for Nolan Ryan down here. But yeah, what I'll do is every so long, every section of, like, say, as I do it, I'll just turn the page again. Okay. So I'm going to leave this here so that you guys can see the binder, and that'll save us in the long haul on the bottom. This is, I think, 150 card set from what I remember. Oh no, 250 card set. So this is a big set. I'd like to get this one done maybe before we get done the biography, okay? So Bernie H says he enjoyed my Patreon pack. You are very welcome there, Bernie. You're a good advertisement there. But I don't know if I'll get any more Patreon members. If you do want, go to my Patreon page. There's a link on my About Me tab on my YouTube. It tells you how you can sign up for the different tiers, either the rookie tiers or the repack boxes of either a Fairfield, a Blaster, or a Mega Box. Or like Bernie did, he went and got the Monster Box. So you get one of each, a Fairfield, a Blaster Box, and a Mega Box. He got the full meal deal. Santander's going to the All-Star game. That's good. Awesome. So let's get into Nolan Ryan's biography here, okay? So Nolan Ryan. Let me get a drink of water real quick. This is going to be a healthy one. I might skip over certain parts because we could be here for a couple hours easy. Sometimes I kind of wish it could be read to us by AI or something. All right, Nolan Ryan, are you guys ready? Nolan, his first name's actually Lynn, Nolan Ryan Jr. So I guess his dad had the same name. Born January 31st, 1947, nicknamed the Ryan Express, is an American former professional baseball pitcher and sports executive. Over a record 27-year playing career in Major League Baseball, Ryan pitched for the New York Mets, the California Angels, the Houston Astros, and the Texas Rangers. After his retirement in 1993, Ryan served as a chief executive, CEO of the Texas Rangers, and an executive advisor to the Houston Astros. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1999 and is widely considered to be one of the greatest MLB pitchers of all time. Okay. Ryan was a right-handed pitcher who consistently threw pitches that were clocked above 100 miles per hour, 61 kilometers per hour, and he maintained this velocity throughout his pitching career, being known as one of the top pitchers in Major League Baseball into his mid-40s. Ryan was also known to throw a devastating 12-6 curveball at exceptional velocity for a breaking ball. Ryan had a lifetime win-loss record of 324 wins, 292 losses for a .526 percentage of wins, and was an 8-time All-Star. He has 5,714 career strikeouts, a MLB record that is 839 more than the runner-up, Randy Johnson. Similarly, Ryan's 2,795 base on balls leads second place to Steve Carlton by 962. Walking over 50% more hitters than any other pitcher in MLB history, Ryan's lifetime batting average against of the 204 is a major league record. Ryan, Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Trevor Hoffman, and Sandy Koufax are the only 5 pitchers inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame who had more strikeouts than innings pitched. Ryan is one of 3 players in history to have his number retired by at least 3 teams, along with Jackie Robinson, whose number was retired by Major League Baseball, and Frank Robinson. Ryan is the all-time leader in no-hitters with 7, 3 more than any other pitcher. He is tied with Bob Feller for the most one-hitters with 12. Ryan also pitched 18 two-hitters. Despite this, he never pitched a perfect game, nor did he ever win a Cy Young Award. Both were largely attributed to his high walk rate. Ryan is one of only 31 players in baseball history to have appeared in MLB games in 4 different decades. As far as his early life, Lynn Nolan Ryan Jr. was born January 31st, 1947 in Refugio, Texas, a small town located just south of Victoria in the southern part of the state. Ryan was the youngest of six children born to Martha Lee Nee Hancock in 1913-1990 and Lynn Nolan Ryan Sr. 1907 to 1970. The senior Ryan operates a newspaper delivery service for the Houston Post. That required him to rise in the early morning hours to prepare 1,500 newspapers for delivery over a 55-mile route. The children were expected to help with daily tasks. Ryan's family lived near Woodsboro, Texas, in Refugio County, until they moved to Alvin, Texas, in Brazoria County. When Nolan was 6 weeks old, as young as a boy, Nolan enjoyed throwing objects at any target. His father thought baseball a better usage for his arm. Therefore, he encouraged Nolan to play the game. Ryan joined Alvin Little League Baseball when he was 9, made the All-Star team when he was 11 and 12, pitched the first no-hitter of his life a few years later. Ryan also played various positions beside pitcher. In junior high school, Ryan could throw a softball over 100 yards. After ninth grade, Ryan quit playing football after a tackle and fumble caused by future NFL running back Norm Bullock made him decide to focus on baseball. Ryan played baseball for Coach Jim Watson at Alvin High School for all of his high school career. Ryan held the school's single-game strikeout record for 44 years, striking out 21 hitters in a 7-inning game. The record was tied by Alvin High School pitchers Aaron Stewart and Josh Land in the same week in 2009. In 1963, at an Alvin High School game at Clear Creek High School in Lake City, Texas, Red Murph, a scout for the New York Mets, noticed sophomore pitcher Ryan. Coach Watson recounted to Murph that some opponents refused to bat against Ryan and how his hand pitches would sometimes break bones in his catcher's hands. In his subsequent report to the Mets, Murph stated that Ryan had the best arm I've seen in my life. As a senior in 1965, Ryan had a 19-3 record and led the Alvin Yellow Jackets to the Texas High School State Finals. Ryan pitched in 27 games with 20 starts, and he had 12 complete games with 211 strikeouts and 61 walks. As far as his professional career, draft, and the minor leagues, after graduating from Alvin, the New York Mets selected Ryan in the 12th round with the 295th overall pick of the 1965 Major League Baseball draft. Ryan signed with the Mets and immediately pitched for the Marion Mets in the Appalachian League and for the Mets team, the Florida Instructional League. Overall, he was 6'9" in 1965 with a 4.33 ERA and 150 strikeouts and 120 innings. In 1966, Ryan pitched for the Class A Greenville Mets of the Western Carolinas League, where he went 17-2 with a 2.51 ERA and 272 strikeouts and 183 innings. He was then promoted to the Class AA Williamsport Mets of the Eastern League, where he was 0-2 with a .95 ERA, striking out 35 batters in 19 innings. Overall, Ryan had 305 strikeouts in 202 minor league innings in 1966, earning a late-season call-up to the New York Mets. In 1967, Ryan pitched 3 games in relief for the Class AAA Jacksonville Suns, started 1 game for the Class A Winter Haven Mets, and pitched 8 games for the Mets team in the Florida Instructional League in 34 total innings. Ryan had 54 strikeouts in 1967. Right. Get a sip of water real quick here. Oh, do they have another big set like this one? I don't think I've seen that one yet. Um, I think somebody had sent me this one a couple of years back, so I had it in a in my Hall of Fame box, and I pulled it out and put it in the binder. Put it in the binder pages here. I'm binderizing a lot of my Hall of Fame stuff. I like that one there, showing the Marlboro down there, showing the Marlboro. You know, you don't have them do that anymore these days. All right. So the New York Mets, 1966, 1968 to 71. When Ryan was called up by the New York Mets in 1966, he was the second youngest player in the league, playing in only 2 games. His first strikeout was Pat Jarvis, and he gave up his first major league home run to Joe Torre. All right. Ryan missed much of the 1967 season due to illness, an arm injury, and service with the Army Reserve. He pitched only 7 innings for the Mets, minor league affiliate in Jacksonville. In the 1968 season, Ryan returned to the major leagues where he stayed until his retirement in 1993. Ryan was unable to crack into the Mets pitching rotation led by Tom Seaver and Jerry Koosman. Ryan was used as a reliever and spot starter by the 1969 Mets. To deal with frequent blisters on his throwing hand, he often soaked his finger in pickle brine. Although the technique's effectiveness was questioned by Ryan's teammates and coaches. All right. Ryan pitched well for the Mets in the 1969 postseason against the Atlanta Braves in the NLCS. Ryan completed a Mets sweep by throwing 7 innings of relief in Game 3, getting his first playoff win. It took him 12 years to get another. Then, on the 1969 World Series, Ryan saved Game 3, pitching 2 1/3 shutouts innings against the Baltimore Orioles. The Game 3 victory gave the Mets a 2-1 lead in the series, which they went on to win in 5 games. It was Ryan's only World Series appearance in his career. Right? On April 8, 1970, Ryan tied a Mets record by striking out 15 batters in 1 game. 4 days later, Ryan's teammate Seaver topped it with a then MLB record 19 against the San Diego Padres. Though Ryan tied his record 4 years later, Ryan has credited his time with Seaver and the Mets with turning him from just a flamethrower into a pitcher. Right? Ryan's performance declined sharply in the second half of his final season with the Mets. His earned run average for the first half of the 1971 season was 2.24. In the second half, it was 7.74. As of 2021, this was the steepest second half increase in ERA for a starting pitcher in MLB history. Right? Ryan did not want to be traded from the Mets, and when it happened, he felt betrayed by the team that drafted him. His resentment cooled only when he started running the Rangers and gained a better understanding of the business side of baseball. In 5 seasons with the Mets, 105 games and 74 starts, Ryan had a 29-38 record with a 3.58 ERA and a 1.39 WHIP, with 344 walks and 493 strikeouts in 511 innings. All right. California Angels, 1972 to 1979. On December 10th, 1971, the 24-year-old Ryan was traded to the California Angels, along with pitcher Don Ross, catcher Francisco Estrada, and outfielder Leroy Stanton, for the shortstop Jim Fregosi, who later managed Ryan in Anaheim. The deal has been cited as one of the worst in Mets history, but was not viewed as unreasonable at the time, given Ryan's relatively unremarkable numbers as a Met and Fragosi's good career to that point. Check in the chat here. Okay. In his first season with the Angels, Ryan was given a chance to pitch regularly as a starter for the first time in his career, mainly because by then he had fulfilled his military obligation and no longer had to commute to Houston every other week. He had a league-leading 329 strikeouts, nearly a third more than the American League runner-up, and the fourth highest total of the 20th century to that point. Within 5 seasons, the season was only Ryan's fourth highest strikeout total. He also set a standing major league record by allowing only 5.26 hits per 9 innings, breaking Louis Tiant's 5.30 in 1968, as well as posting a 2.28 earned run average that year, to date the second lowest in franchise history, trailing only Dean Chance's 1.65 in 1964. Though Ryan's actual winning percentage hovered only slightly over 500, his strikeouts and no hits brought him media attention. Meanwhile, Fragosi failed to produce as a Met, making no significant contribution to the Mets' 1973 pennant winning campaign. He was sold to the Texas Rangers mid-season. Although the Angels were a sub-500 team and remained one for much of Ryan's time with them, he managed to post some winning records, notably 19 and 16 in 72, 21 and 16 in 73, and 22 and 16 in 74. The 22 wins tied what remains the Angels franchise record set by Clyde Wright in 1970. He finished second in the Cy Young Award balloting, losing to Jim Palmer 88-62. In 1973, it was the closest he ever came to winning the award. Ryan also led the league in losses in 1976 with a 17-18 record, one short of the franchise record for losses. In the early 1970s, many teams used a 4-man rotation and expected the starter to complete the game. Thus, most of the games Ryan started ended in a decision. On July 9, 1972, Ryan struck out 3 batters on 9 pitches in the second inning of a 3-0 win over the Boston Red Sox. He became the 7th American League pitcher to accomplish the immaculate inning, and the first pitcher in Major League history to accomplish the feat in both leagues. On April 9, 1968, he had struck out 3 batters on 9 pitches in the second inning of a 2-1 win over the St. Louis Cardinals, becoming the 8th National League pitcher and the 14th pitcher in Major League history to accomplish that feat. Get a sip of water here real quick. Turn the page. I have a couple thousand Ryan cards. Not that big. I might have 1,000. Maybe. No, I'd say probably I got about 500, if that. I don't have that many in the binder here. I probably got 400 and some duplicates. I'll be selling a lot of my duplicates coming down the pike and stuff. But Ryan threw a no-hitter against the Kansas City Royals on May 15, 1973, and he threw a second no-hitter on July 15th against the Detroit Tigers. He struck out 17 batters, the most in a recorded no-hitter. This record was later tied by Max Scherzer on October 3, 2015. Ryan was so dominant in this game, it led to one of baseball's best remembered pranks. Tigers first baseman and cleanup hitter Norm Cash came to the plate with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, having already struck out twice and was carrying a clubhouse table leg instead of a bat. Plate umpire Ron Luciano ordered Cash to go back and get a regulation bat, to which Cash replied, "Why? I won't hit him anyway." With a regulation bat in hand, Cash did finally make contact, but popped out to end the game. Cash's teammate Mickey Stanley commented on facing Ryan that day by saying, "Those were the best pitches I ever heard." They only heard them because they couldn't hit them, right? In 1973, Ryan set his first major record when he struck out 383 batters in one season, beating Sandy Koufax's old mark by 1. Remarking on this feat, Koufax joked, "Yay, he also surpassed my total for bases on balls in a single season by 91. I suspect half of those guys he struck out swung rather than get hit." Ryan finished second in balloting for the Cy Young Award behind Jim Palmer. Okay. Pitching 13 innings against the Boston Red Sox on June 14, 1974, Ryan threw 235 pitchers, striking out 19 and walking 10 and getting a no decision. During a September 7, 1974 game against the Chicago White Sox, at Anaheim Stadium, Ryan became the first Major League pitcher to have his pitch speed measured during a game. A primitive radar gun clocked 9th inning fastball at 100.8 miles per hour, 622.2 kilometers per hour. When it was 10 feet 3 meters in front of home plate, this exceeded an earlier pitch by Bob Feller, which was measured at 98.6 miles per hour at home plate and previously thought to be the fastest pitch ever recorded. Right. Ryan added a third no-hitter in 1974 and a fourth in 1975, tying another of Koufax's records. In 1974, he struck out 19 batters, tying Tom Seaver and Steve Carlton for the game record for a 9-inning game. Roger Clemens became the first pitcher with a 20 strikeout game in 1986. Okay. The Angels finally made the playoffs in Ryan's 8th and final year there in 1979. He started Game 1 of the ALCS against the Baltimore Orioles and threw 7 innings against the Orioles. Jim Palmer, but neither man was involved in the decision as Baltimore won in the 10th inning. Ryan was scheduled to pitch Game 5, but the Angels were eliminated in 4, and the season complete. Ryan became a free agent. Okay. Ryan led the American League in strikeouts 7 times during his 8 seasons with the Angels, but he also led the league in walks in 6 of those years and finished second the other 2 seasons, 1975 and 1979. Aside from Bob Feller in 1938, Ryan is the only man since 1900 to walk 200 batters in a season, which he did twice, in 1974 and 1977. Emblematic of this, his 1974 no-hitter against the Minnesota Twins included 8 walks. Okay. Though Ryan's strikeouts and no-hitters got him considerable media attention, he did not persuade the Angels general manager, Buzzy Babasi, who dismissed him as a flashy 500 pitcher. Ryan was 26 and 27 in the last 2 years he was with the Angels. His 8 seasons with the Angels, Ryan was 138 wins, 121 losses, with a 3.07 ERA, a 1.29 WHIP, with 302 walks, and 2,416 strikeouts and 2,181 innings over 288 starts and 156 complete games. Wow, we went through the whole 250 card set, plus got into the Coca-Cola set. All right. Houston Astros, 1980 to 1988. On November 19, 1979, Ryan signed a 4-year contract worth $4.5 million, equivalent to $18.9 million in 2023, with the Houston Astros becoming MLB's first million-dollar player. The salary quadrupled what he had been making with the California Angels. In a nationally televised game against the Los Angeles Dodgers on April 12, 1980, Ryan hit a 3-run home run off Don Sutton. It was the first of 2 homers in Ryan's career and produced half of the 6 RBIs he got that year. On July 4th at Riverfront Stadium, Ryan recorded his 3,000th career strikeout, the victim being Cesar Geronimo of the Cincinnati Reds. The Astros made the 1980 MLB postseason. In the 1980 NLCS versus the Philadelphia Phillies, Ryan pitched well in Game 2, leaving the game tied at 2-2. In the 7th, having contributed to both Astros runs, with a run scored following a walk and a sacrifice bunt leading to a run, but again got a no decision in a game that went extra innings. In the 5th and final game of the series, Ryan and the Astros held a 5-2 lead entering the 8th inning, but Ryan allowed 3 consecutive singles before walking the 3rd run. The Houston bullpen allowed the Phillies to take a 7-5 lead, and only a game-tying Astro rally permitted Ryan to escape the loss. Okay. The Texas Rangers in 1989 to 1993. Ryan left Houston after a contract dispute following the 1988 season and signed with the Texas Rangers at age 42. He became the first player to play for all 4 MLB original expansion teams: the Mets, the Angels, the Houston Colt 45s, Astros, and Washington Senators, Texas Rangers. Ryan was joined in this category by Darren Oliver, who made his major league debut as Ryan's teammate in 1993. Oliver's father, Bob, had also met and been a teammate of Ryan's with the Angels from 1972 to 74. In 1989, he went 16-10 and led the league with 301 strikeouts against the Oakland Athletics on August the 22nd. Ryan struck out Rickey Henderson, becoming the only pitcher to record 5,000 career strikeouts. Following the game, Henderson was quoted as saying, "If he ain't struck you out, sorry." Following the game, Henderson was quoted as saying, "If he ain't struck you out, then you ain't nobody." His 4,999th and 5,000 first strikeouts were against the same man, the Athletics catcher Ron Hassey. 2 years later, at 44, Ryan finished 5th in the league in ERA with 2.91 and 3rd in strikeouts with 203. Okay. In 1990, Ryan threw his 6th no-hitter on June 11th against the Athletics and earned his 300th win on July 31st against the Milwaukee Brewers. On May 1st, 1991, at the age of 44, Ryan extended his record by throwing a 7th no-hitter of his career. striking out Roberto Alomar of the Toronto Blue Jays for the final out. Okay. Before the 1993 season began, Ryan announced that he would retire as a player at the end of that season. On August 4th, Ryan hit Robin Ventura of the Chicago White Sox with a pitch, and Ventura charged the mound in order to fight Ryan, who was 20 years his senior. Ryan secured the 26-year-old Ventura in a headlock with his left arm while pummeling Ventura's head with his right fist 6 times before catcher Ivan Rodriguez was able to pull Ventura away from Ryan. Ryan stated afterwards that it was the same maneuver he used on steers he had to brand on his Texas ranch. Videos of the incident were played that evening throughout the country. While Ventura was ejected, Ryan, who had barely moved from his spot on the mound in the fracas, was allowed to remain in the game. White Sox manager Gene Lamont vehemently argued this, leading to his own ejection. Ryan pitched a hitless game the rest of the way, and he had been determined to be more aggressive after coming out on the wrong side of an altercation with Dave Winfield in 1980. Right? Ryan tore a ligament in his pitching arm in Seattle on September 22nd, 1993. The injury ended his career 2 starts earlier than planned. At age 46, Ryan briefly attempted to pitch past the injury and threw 1 additional pitch after tearing his ligament. Ryan's start was his career worst. He allowed a single, 4 walks, and a grand slam in the top of the first without recording an out. It was his record-setting 10th grand slam given up of his career. Ryan left trailing 5-0. In the fourth, walk was completed by a reliever after Ryan's injury, but credited to Ryan. Greg Myers of the California Angels was the last strikeout victim of Nolan Ryan's career on September 17, 1993. Ryan finished his career having played in the major leagues a record of 27 seasons. He was the final active player from the 1960s to retire from the Major League Baseball, outlasting Carlton Fisk, the final active position player, by 3 months. In 5 seasons with the Rangers, Ryan had a 51-39 record, a 3.43 ERA, a 1.12 WHIP with 353 walks, 939 strikeouts, and 840 innings over 129 starts. He had 7 no-hitters. Ryan threw a record 7 no-hitters during his major league career, 3 more than any other pitcher. The no-hitters spanned 3 decades of pitching. In those 7 games, Ryan accumulated a total of 94 strikeouts and 26 walks, a ratio of 3.6 strikeouts per walk. His career strike and base on ball mark was 2.0. Ryan struck out 17 in his no-hitter on July 15, 1973 versus Detroit, and walked 8 in his subsequent no-hitter against Minnesota, both respective highs for his no-hitters. Has a great collection. Sorry about that. Everybody should know by now, I'm a big Seattle Mariners fan, and I'm a big Hall of Fame collector. Okay? What did my computer just do? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, he had 7 no-hitters. As far as MLB records, I mean, I can go over some of these, but I don't want to go through all of them. Ryan holds 51 total MLB records, including 5,714 career strikeouts. The next most behind him is Randy Johnson with 4,875. 7 career no-hitters, the lowest career batting average allowed, minimum of 1,500 innings pitched with a 204. 12 career one-hitters, 18 career two-hitters, 31 career three-hitters, 15 200 strikeout seasons, 6 300 strikeout seasons, and the list goes on and on and on. All right. Later activity. Nolan Ryan's post-retirement business interests include being the principal owner of Ryan Sanders Sports and Entertainment, which is the ownership group for the Round Rock Express, a AAA affiliate of the Texas Rangers. Ryan threw out the ceremonial first pitch before Game 3 of the 2005 World Series between the Astros and the White Sox, the first World Series game played in Texas. That game went 14 innings, equaling the longest in innings in the World Series history at 5 hours and 41 minutes. It was the longest in time. ESPN Riley suggests the Astros might have needed to pull the 58-year-old Ryan out of retirement if the game had gotten much longer. Ryan has co-written 6 books, autobiographies: The Miracle Man with Jerry Jenkins, 1992, Throwing Heat with Harvey Frommer in 1988, The Road to Cooperstown with Mickey Herskowitz and T.R. Sullivan in 1999, King of the Hill with Mickey Herskowitz, 1992, about contemporary pitchers and instructional books, Pitching and Hitting with Joe Torre and Joel Cohen, and Nolan Ryan's Pitcher's Bible with Tom House in 1991. Right? In addition to his baseball activities, Ryan was a majority owner and chairman of Express Bank of Alvin, but sold his interest in 2005. He also owned a restaurant in Three Rivers, Texas. He served on the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission from 1995 to 2001. He appeared as a TV spokesman for Advil for several years, and he also appeared in various television commercials shown in the Texas market. Okay. After retiring from baseball, Ryan teamed up with the federal government to promote physical fitness. His likeness was used in the Nolan Ryan Fitness Guide, published by the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports in 1994. Ryan suffered a heart attack on April 25, 2000, and had to receive a double coronary bypass. Okay. Texas Rangers president and CEO from 2008 to 2013. In February 2008, the Rangers hired Ryan as a team president after the 2009 season. Ryan and Chuck Greenberg submitted a bid to purchase the Rangers from owner Tom Hicks. At midnight on August 5, 2010, Ryan Greenberg Group, Rangers Baseball Express, was announced the winners of the final auction to purchase the Rangers. After final approval from Major League Baseball, the final cash bid to purchase the franchise was $385 million. The opposing high bidder was Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban. Greenberg became managing general partner and CEO, while Ryan remained as a team president. Sound like a cat. Sorry. Might be downstairs begging on the porch for food. I already fed the cat today. Greenberg left the group in March of 2011, reportedly due to a philosophical clash with Ryan. Ryan was immediately named CEO while keeping the title of president. Although Texas oil magnates Ray Davis and Bob Simpson served as co-chairmen and held larger stakes, Ryan became the undisputed head of the franchise, with Davis and Simpson serving mostly as senior consultants. Ryan was named the Dallas-Fort Worth CEO in 2012 of the year by the Southern Methodist University's Cox School of Business. During the baseball owners' meetings in Scottsdale, Arizona on March 1st, 2013, the Rangers announced that general manager John Daniels would add president of baseball operations to his title. Rick George was promoted to president of business operations. Ryan's title was changed simply to CEO, but remained operating head of the franchise. Both Daniels and George reported to him. On October 17, 2013, Ryan announced that he was stepping down as Ranger CEO effective October 31st, 2013. All right, next to last page. Wow. In 2014 through 19. On February 11, 2014, accepted a son, Reed Ryan, was hired the previous year as president of business operations for. Come on, what are you doing? The Astros, the 2017 World Series, and won the 2019 American League pennant. Reed and Ryan was demoted by the Astros after the 2019 World Series, and shortly thereafter, Nolan Ryan sent a text message to a reporter indicating that he would not return to the Astros front office for the 2020 season. Right? That's all my Nolan Ryan cards. I thought maybe I'd run out of biography before I ran out of cards. I guess I turned the pages too quick. That's been fun. Okay. As far as his legacy, Ryan played in more seasons, 27, than any other player since 1900 in Major League history. For all time, he is tied with Cap Anson for number one. Ryan ranks first for all-time strikeouts, 5,714, fewest hits allowed per 9 innings, and so on and so forth and so on and so forth. So many different aspects. But as far as his personal life, Ryan married his high school sweetheart, Ruth Oldorf, on June 25th, 1967. Nolan and Ruth attended Alvin High School together. Ruth was a high school state tennis champion. They have 3 children, Reed, Reese, and Wendy. Reed and Reese were both pitchers for the TCU Horned Frogs. Reed also pitched briefly in the minor leagues. On May 17, 2013, Reed was announced as president of the Houston Astros. Nolan frequently pitched in the off-seasons with Ruth, often donning catching gear and serving as a catcher. Ruth Ryan also coached their son's Little League teams for a few summers. Nolan Ryan resides in the Cimarron Hills community in Georgetown, Texas. He did have some political activity. Ryan wrote in his 1992 autobiography, Miracle Man, that he voted for Jimmy Carter over Gerald Ford in 1976, but since then has generally identified as a Republican, though he does not automatically vote this way and looks at individual candidates. That's what you should do. Mentioning disgust at one particular election in which the 2 major parties were forcing a choice between the racist or the criminal. He crossed the party lines in 2002 to headline a group of Republicans and independents supporting a Democratic candidate for lieutenant governor of Texas. He has maintained a decades-long friendship with the Bush family, partially due to George W. Bush being part owner of the Rangers while Ryan played there. However, in his 1992 book, Ryan expressed some criticisms of the elder Bush's George H. W. Bush management of domestic issues and said he wasn't locked in to voting for Bush that fall. In 1966, Ryan campaigned on behalf of Ron Paul in the election for the Texas's 14th Congressional District. His hometown of Alvin was located in the district. On April the 7th, 2011, Todd Staples announced that Nolan Ryan would be his statewide chairman for his exploratory committee for lieutenant governor. Ryan is quoted as saying Todd Staples is the top prospect for the Texas Republican Party in 2014. Staples, however, lost that race to current Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick of Houston. So there you have it. Nolan Ryan's biography. Now we'll go over Nolan Ryan's induction stats for induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Just put this back over here out of the way. Hopefully you all enjoyed that biography as much as I enjoyed sharing it. Nolan Ryan was an awesome pitcher. He was a pitcher born January 31st, 1947. He is currently 77 years old. That means he's 11 years older than me. So he's my senior. All right. In Refugio, Texas. He's batted right-handed, threw right-handed. His MLB debut was September 11th, 1966 for the New York Mets. His last MLB appearance was September 22nd, 1993 for the Texas Rangers. His MLB stats: win-loss record of .324 and .292, earned run average 3.19, strikeouts 5,714. His four teams he played for: the New York Mets 66, 68 through 71, California Angels 72 to 79, Houston Astros 1980 to 88, and the Texas Rangers 1989 to 93. His career highlights and awards: 8 times All-Star in 1972, 73, 75, 77, 79, 81, 85, and 89. A World Series champion in 1969. 2 times National League ERA leader, 81 and 87. Strikeout leader, 1972 to 74, 76 to 79, and 87 to 90. His Los Angeles number 30 retired. His Houston Astros number 34 retired. His Texas Rangers number 34 retired. He's in the Angels Hall of Fame, the Houston Astros Hall of Fame, the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame, and the Major League Baseball All-Century Team. His MLB records: 5,714 career strikeouts and 7 career no-hitters. He's a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, inducted in 1999 with 98.8% on his first ballot. So hopefully you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed sharing it. So let me get in here and turn the camera around real quick since we're done with content here. That way you can see my smiley mug for what it's worth. At least you can see me a little bit bigger this way. If I can figure out how to have 2 cameras up, I'll do that and have me as a little inset. Maybe over here, or maybe over here, or up here, or over here. We'll see. But at least now you can see me again. And you can get a little wider view now of my room here. That's one thing. I haven't done this since I did my recording the Bible and stuff like that. And some of my different ghostly book series that I did for a little while there. And my hymn stories. That's right, my hymn stories. If you've watched any of those other playlists that I have on my channel. But appreciate you being here. Oh. Now I'm wearing my Common Player. Oh, I got to go over this way. Common Player t-shirt. So I'm delving into the realm of a new platform. Let's get ready. We're going to do the 2-minute warning. I do have my Whatnot auction for Cal Ripken Jr. It's going to take place at 4 o'clock, or 5 o'clock. I'm sorry, not 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We'll see how that'll go. But my sales and whatnot have been tremendous and a big blessing to me and my family. So I appreciate a few people have stopped by. Matty Ice has stopped by. I know Chuck Dupree's popped in every once in a while. Um, I think there's been one or two other people I'm trying to remember. I don't think Ethan has stopped by my whatnot sales because I know he's busy. He keeps busy with his shop, with his sales, his online sales, his YouTube channel. He's getting ready for school to start up soon, so he'll be doing less live streaming and then working on his from his store probably. But I think on weekends he'll be doing sales probably once school starts back up. But it's been fun. So let's get ready here to do the 2-minute warning. I think we can end at 3:10. Okay. All right, 3:08. We got the 2-minute warning at the end here. All you got to do here for those that are never been here before and stuff, just pop into the stream and say hello. How you doing, Don? Hope everything's fine. Tomorrow we will do a Fairfield Friday, so we will do a Fairfield Friday. Down the road we might do something special. We'll see. But since we'll be using a new platform here coming up soon, so we'll be able to do that. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. How's that sound? We'll see how it goes tomorrow. So Nolan Ryan was today. We're going to end the week tomorrow with Ryan Sandberg. We're going to do tomorrow. I've got some cards in the same binder here. I've got Ryan Sandberg in there. I've got a few cards, not many cards for the Rhino, but we will have fun. That's for sure. Let's see. So far, we got Bernie. Bernie's in here for 2 for the end of stream entries. Okay. And it looks like maybe Bernie's the only one. Oh, we did pretty good today. We had 9 thumbs up. That's been a blessing. Let's say we almost made 10 for some bonus factor stuff, but we'll not worry about it. I got to work on getting things ready for tonight's sale and tomorrow's Ken Griffey Jr. sale. This I think is going to be my 12th Ken Griffey Jr. sale. That's awesome. Wow, I can't believe it's been 12, but it doesn't. I won't hit 13, not next week, but the week after. Well, I might do a sale Friday. I might do my sales at night. I can do those, but I can't do my YouTube show next week. So, I gave extra time even. Thanks, Bernie, for being here to the end. Appreciate you, brother. All right. And we will see you all later. All right. This has been Don Blomdahl, Hall of Fame Veterans, Sports Cards, and more. Having been live with Hall of Fame Biography. Why did I do Biography, episode 267, Nolan, Ryan, and some trivia. Tomorrow we'll do, again, Ryan Sandberg. We will do a Fairfield opening, and we will have some fun again tomorrow. So until then, you all take care. Have a wonderful and blessed night, and we will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our next episode of Hall of Fame Biographies. Till then, you all take care. Appreciate you being here and have a wonderful and blessed night. Bye for now.